Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever Peninsula. You're joining me to start today's adventure just outside Arkham, because Arkham is where, well, the majority of the action has been occurring for the last couple of episodes. Now, we're going to continue focusing on this line, because I have a specific agenda that I want to achieve, and from here is where it must be achieved. Now then, you can see already, we've now completed the route out to Hogsmeade, which is super, because it is. And that means that we've basically finished all the way out into this corner. Now, the next challenge is going to be to complete out into, the rest of the corners. And there's a lot of mainland here to deal with, but it's not unassailable. The challenge that I've got is I want to extend my passenger route now down towards the coast here, towards Rapture, but more importantly towards Alpha Complex. Now, the reason for doing this is a simple one, really, is because if I'm not quick, frankly, then the likes of Rapture and Alpha Complex are going to become big enough that it's going to prove to be a real challenge to actually lay passenger lines in later on without it costing absolutely millions upon millions of quid to deal with. Because they're getting a reasonable supply of two different goods types. They are having both, well, they're coming close. Well, let's have a look. Let's talk to it. See, we've got good supply both for industrial goods and for commercial goods as well at Alpha Complex, which means it should be growing quite healthily. And it's not, so that's okay. But getting a passenger station in here early is going to be important. Otherwise, it is going to be more complicated to get that done later. There you go. That's the preamble done. I just want to have a look and see. Yeah, the oil situation there looks quite good. Everything here seems to be all right. Yeah, you might want to up the tempo on some deliveries over here. Yeah, this is what I do when you're not around. Delivery to Elmo is a bit slow. Okay, right. Well, what are we running on there at the moment? Quite a lot of those, and they're ancient. So we can give those wrong button. We can give those the Benz, which has just become available, and that will double the amount of pretty much double the amount that they can carry, and they'll do it a lot faster for £500,000. Get it done. Make it happen. Right, on with the show. Something's going to happen. Now, we're not going to achieve this lofty goal all in one push. No, we've got to make a stop in Elmore first, and in so doing, we have to start dealing with increasingly mountainous terrain. Now, I want to avoid the roller coaster approach to track building as much as possible. We will use slightly windy routes to make things happen, just purely because there is a time and a place for a big, long, extensive golly. Look at that bridge. But if you do it wrong, then it doesn't... I'll hold everything. I think I've found something here. If you do it wrong, it just doesn't look great. Okay, now, what I think I just found is the level of this road here is below the level of the road there. So we might be able to get a tunnel approach that emerges about here before connecting up with the station. Now, it's not going to go in first time, I'll tell you that for nothing. We'll have a look, but I would be extraordinarily surprised if we went in first time without a fight. 200 metres, yes please. We'll take the 1920s station design, because I'm very modern. And then let's have a look. Now, we need this fairly low down, so it needs to be about there. Maybe swerve it round the other way. Now, we're right on the periphery of where the town's expanding at the moment. But if I do some flattening of some description, let's pause up, then we might be able to coerce the town into building out in this direction, in which case, and actually it is still fairly central. My main concern is going to be the amount of tunnelling that I have to do is going to be extremely expensive. Well, look at this. This is going to fit in no problem at all. Now then, how low? Well, I can go lower still. I can dip it from there to get a bit of tunnelling going on. Now, do we want... You can turn this off. Do we want quad track on there, or will two platforms suffice? Where are we likely to head? So we're going to get incoming from Toontown. like that. In fact, I'm fairly certain I even built that route last time round. We may get incoming from Zion. We're going to try and do Ironforge to here as our first move. Good luck with that. That is not... I mean, you've got... How much have you got available? 15 million quid? Yeah, thereabouts. You're not going to build that for 15 million. You're going to need a bit more cash than that. Well, I'll have cash coming in. Don't worry about it. So, you will get 4 coming in. 4 coming in is not a problem. And then 2 going further beyond than that down to Rapture. Do you also want to go to Alpha Complex? Yeah, we do. Because that'll be ideal for a high-speed route later on. The only trick, I think, if you were to pursue something that kind of wound its way down the mountain this way so that we can also approach the narrowest bridge spot going across there into Alpha Complex on that side, because the next goal beyond that will be to extend from Alpha Complex out to City 17 and beyond. Oh my goodness, that will look grand if I can pull it off. Yeah, I mean, it's not that much of an if. It's all a question of, how much money is that going to cost? The answer? Lots. Okay, right, well, every journey begins with the first bulldozing, and let's get on with that now then. That's more or less the right height. I'm not sure how you're going to link those bits of road up with the main bit of town infrastructure-y kind of stuff there, but you're a smart dude, you'll work it out. In fact, I'd like to be a bit lower down if possible. That would be splendid. You can't align the terrain, and it's going to be that corner there that was causing the problem. So this is not the time for a gentle brush. Lower the terrain. Just do a dab over there. That's it. Another dab or 2. That's good. Yeah. Do some over here as well. It's expensive, but that might have been enough. It's expensive, but it won't have been enough. Have we got anywhere around here that fits? Yeah, you see, you could do over here. And that's only 500,000. But you're starting to get too far away from town there. Now, your deep end, so the top bit as we look at it now, that's fairly close to the middle of town. But actually, I want to be around here. And I don't want to go any further out to the left. I want to be literally about there. Okay? Make it happen. Make that the thing that occurs. All right, well, let's be a little bit more subtle about this and just undermine that a lot. And then do a bit of retroactive smoothage and see if that gets us anywhere closer. No, keep coming back. No. I did an accidental click there, but fortunately I couldn't place it, so it didn't work. All right, we'll take this one. Yeah? Yes. Do you want to remove that bit of road there? Because you'll get further over if you do. Yeah, I think I might. Let's try it. Let's see what we get. We're not in a hurry. Left, right. Let's have a... Right, okay, so that's both. You are left only. No, you are right only. There you go. Now, let's see if that gets you any closer to victory. No, actually, it doesn't. Hold on. Maybe it does. Maybe just a little. Okay, right. Enough fiddling around with this. Put it in. And then make it work from there. I think, on reflection, the majority of these housings may be forfeit anyway. So, so that was largely fiddling with no real benefit. The other thing that you haven't done is you haven't put in any passing track for freight. So you might need to run freight lines straight up there through your passenger platforms. Right, we're going to try and as the crow flies, which isn't good. Yeah, there we go. It's giving me a price check now. So far, not bad actually. Crikey, so far actually, that's remarkably affordable. Right, 10 million. To get to there. Now, you've got some work to do here. I'm not going to take this route because it's all underground. We don't need to do the whole thing all underground. We can go a bit here and there. I mean, just dipping your head above water here to get some more oxygen on board. I mean, that's splendid and everything. What if we were to do this? God, look at that. No, let's not do that. But this first section has turned out really nicely. That's gone quite well. The only challenge you're going to have there is getting all 4 tracks to marry up to get through the same bit of tunnel, because it will give you all manner of grief if you don't. I'd love to leave these houses intact, but I suspect they're gone. Okay, all right. Well, proof of concept there. It's a straight line, but it'll work. Well, it's a straight line and it will work, I think is what you meant to say. So if we now just head to the other side of the mountain range. Yeah, I know, I just did this, but to about there. Right about there should do the trick. Where's Ironforge? Ironforge is over there. So if we get around here, 1 building will be removed. Well, I think that's largely inevitable. That looks pretty good to me. And I'm quite happy to lose that building because the chances of it surviving the upcoming quad tracking are somewhere between slim and none. How much are you charging me for that? 2.5 million? That's a flipping bargain. Okay, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, we'll have that. Now the expensive bit, I suspect, is going to be getting the other 3 tracks to line up with that. But we'll see what transpires. Right, you're good, so we'll get you straight in, and then we'll come out this way. No, we won't. No, that won't work. You're going to have to start from inside the tunnel. There you are. All right, come as far as there. And then make your bold sweeping move to the platform. Slowing to 43 is acceptable. Now, while this station acts as a terminus, we're going to have to do something excitable in terms of points and so forth. But yeah, it'll work itself out. I mean, the other good news, of course, is because we've gone under the road, there's no need for me to do exotic things with bridges. And as much as I enjoy doing exotic things with bridges, sometimes you just want to be able to plunk stuff in directly alongside the existing infrastructure, and it just comply and work and things. Okay, that's looking good. Now I pause here for a moment because I kind of go, here's a food factory. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Yeah. What I'm thinking is that all of these food imports we've got coming in through Rapture, bang them on a train, whiz it up here, all of it follows the same line down to Rapture. Holy bananas. No, not holy bananas. Holy very expensive. In fact, isn't this the food factory you're already using? Or are all these chaps doing deliveries? Well, given that there's not a truck stop here there, Tiny, I imagine that it's you might have left yourself a bit of a challenge getting this to go any further. Shut up. No, I haven't. Okay. All right. You clearly know what you're doing. Right, connect that up onto there so we don't get the pop-up going, oh, make sure it's connected to the street network, won't you? Yeah, all right, I will. Yes. Okay, and then while we're about it, let's bring one down here. Yeah, I know, mate. You knew this was going to happen. When you saw that station emerge, you're going to go, oh, he's going to want to connect up the far side of the station, isn't he? Oh, my beautiful house, and I've just put my award-winning geraniums in. Oh, woe is me. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Yes, you are. Sorry about that. You and your geraniums can naff off. Right, plunk that in there. Now, I think also we might... Ooh, there's a thought. There's a cheeky fellow. Okay, right, let's... no, wait, wrong way around. Do this. Brace yourself, it might not be close enough. All right, okay, yeah, and then... We're going to sling one of these. Can we get a big un? Let's get a big un in here. Yeah. Inherited. Okay, groovy. Not such great coverage on that. Hold on, something's broken. What have I broken? Food delivery to Elmore. I'm in Elmore. What have I broken? Oh, I suspect. Wait. Hold on. You needed a bit of... You can't connect to what? What are you trying to connect to? If I unpause for a moment, do you get a grip? You do not get a grip. No grip is being held there. Well, where were you? Where? Ridge Street. Oh, I see. That hasn't inherited. No, this is Ridge Street. but you can't deliver to this kind of station stop kind of deal. All right, okay, just need to flesh that out in my own head. Let me build you a parking drop-off spot point thing here. Right, there you go. Now, kill Ridge Street and then add Ridge Street, I suspect. Spruce Street. The artist formerly known as Ridge Street. There you go, and then everybody's happy again. Okay, right, let's continue this track-laying odyssey and get to where we're going. How much is it going to cost to complete this tunnel? Because otherwise I'm going to have to do it later, and I don't know where, I'm not sure that connected, you know. Yeah, I know, and you watching at home weren't sure that connected either. To there, 500,000. Well, for the peace of mind of knowing that it's done... No, you don't. No, because if you can afford to get this running in full this time around, then you should do, even if that means single tracking the last stretch of this. Okay, right now, do we reverse angle yet? No, let's get this. We're going to get a nice bridge span here, I think. There you go, 700 grand for a bridge span, but it's a good bridge span now. That's no roller coaster. That's a space station. What about some sexy lattice? Really? You're describing that as sexy? Well, no, I'm not. You know, I don't find it that thrilling to look at. What about this? Is that cheaper? No, it's more. Oh. Ooh. No, yeah, no, I mean, look at it. It is magnificent, but no, not today. There's too modern. Well, you just built an ultra-modern station last time around, so, you know, what are you griping about? Stop teasing yourself with the green stuff. We're not using green on this one. That's green again, although this one's green with a brick pillar. I've not used that before. We're having it. No, you can all stop complaining. I'm using it. There we are. Apart from the rest of you who are quite rightfully in the pro-green bridge representation posse. Right, now we're going to need to carve across this bit of road, which means we get rid of the bit of road and then not carve across it, rather carve through where its corpse is now lying. Yeah. We are doing a fair bit of like interstitial bridging here, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I think it looks rather good. There you go. Keep some of that going, because we're only talking, you know, little dinky sections of tunnel and another little dinky section of bridge. This is the life. This is the way to go. I've broken another route, but I'm aware of that, so that's okay. Now then, how much do you think it's going to cost me to get into Ironforge from here? Probably all your money, because you're going to bulldoze quite a lot of the centre of town. Which means you're going to have to wait a little bit longer before sticking a train up this. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's max it out, and then just don't go... No, wait. Let's leave yourself a $7 million cushion there, and see what you can do before going absolutely berserk with the bulldozer. Right, that, I think, is about the right kind of height there, the right altitude. Is that about the right altitude? Yeah, well, it's certainly a workable altitude from there. You're going to need a little bit of elevation to get into the platform, or you're going to need some coming from the platform to get out to here. But this has left me with what is pretty much a straight line between these two stations, and that means that later on you're going to be able to run super quick stuff on this. Ooh, say goodbye to your bank balance there, Tiger. Okay. You are going to need to double track some of this as well. This is not a quick route. It's not, is it? Then that better not be a terminus. It's not. It's not a terminus. You've thought this far ahead. All right, show me. Yeah, right. There we go. There's that. Now then, what have you actually stuck in there? If I hold this, hold on, wait. If I hold that down, oh no, too much slope, bridge, pillar, collision, terrain alignment, collision. If it's possible to collide with something, I have collided with it. This leaves quite a nice bridge going under there, so that will work out quite nice. It's a bit of a shame to lose that, but I think we might be able to get a level crossing in there. Yeah, I know. Hold your horses. And we're not there yet. And how much are you charging me? $1.5 million? Okay. Yeah, but that's 1.5 million where it doesn't work. Now, in order to make it work, you're going to need to nuke this road, yeah, and that one. Okay, and then there will be some occasional extra deaths in there as well. So we've left ourselves 2.5 million after this section of destruction. Oh, pity me. Yeah, I mean, I probably will need to get rid of that bit as well, but we'll leave it for the moment. Yeah. Oh, and then those. This lot here is probably done as well, but we'll see if track laying will clear those out for us. Okay, right. Well, there you go. There's your track in. What do we got? Well, given that the pillar's in the middle of the road there, I don't think that's going to work. No, neither. No, it's not, is it? All right. Well. Oh, ow. Oh. Never mind. Okay. Yep. Because I've only got to do this once, right? And then once it's done, we can then work on making it happy again. And I did have a suspicion that I was going to burn my entire budget. Too much slope? No, that is not an acceptable answer. All right. Okay. It's okay. We can fix that. We can fix that. Going to need to back it up a little bit, but then that should give us enough run up to do this in one move. I'm out of cash again. You surprised me. Right, 800k for this last charge to glory. We do miss out on having a bridge, but we can work with that. We can get a tunnel under there without too much sweat, so that's not a problem. Right, okay, max us out now. We might as well get this done. Okay. All right, there we are. We're in. We've got a connection at least. It's not a good connection. It's not a cheap connection, but it is a connection, at least. What are we going to do about that? Well, it's got to go. Because we've got to get another bit of track in there. And you are going to form the double track bed. Oh, how much do you want to get out quite a long way here? 900k takes you that far. So about halfway. Yeah. The second point, I know it might seem petty, but I'm going to make it anyway. I want to make sure that we've got the right end hooked up to the right end. So it's left as we look at it now. I think we have actually got this correct. Ding, and yes. Okay. All right. So that's something. Now, if I buy this, that leaves me with 600k to try and repair those roads. 582k. You can't call it 600k when it isn't. Alright, okay, well, let's just put a set of points in there. Then we can at least run a service up there if we see fit to do so. Right, let's fix the 2 routes that are broken and then consider what we've done slowly and mournfully. Still need to do the other side. Do we? I think we do. Yeah, if you're going to Zion and Twin Peaks, you definitely need to do the other side. But that is, in itself, going to be another massive expense, and therefore it can just hang on for a minute. Right, you give me this. If I do that, and then a little bit of negative. Okay. All right, well, how else might one achieve this? Well, what I really want to do is that, and then whiz these through. And yeah, all right, you're not allowed. Have we got a connection already? Yes, you've got Ugly Bridge that is already doing the one side to the other connection. So that's a start. If you whiz that around the corner there, you might actually fix both these routes. One of them, and they are griping about the amount of time it takes. They kind of go, well, we never used to have to go all the way around town to get from one side to the other. They kind of go, fine, I'm going to put you in a dirty level crossing and you'll enjoy it. Right, that's that fixed. Intercity, Toon to Twin. That might be this bit here then, I suspect. Yeah, that seems quite plausible, doesn't it? Right, okay, now then. What I'd like to do is not what I'm going to end up doing. What I would like to do here is build a tunnel from about there straight underneath to that side, because it's almost on the same elevation as well. But that's not going to work, so we're going to have to do something else. All right, and that's what we're going to go for. What do you mean it's not possible? It flipping is. 122k. Well, okay. Right, there we are. Right, are you happy with that? Oh, I'm delirious. Yeah, well, you should be. Okay, now then. Can we... Which is the route that you'd go for here? Well, you've only got one route that actually goes into Ironforge, and that's the central. So you would then go from Ironforge out to... Oh, goodness me. This is a long way. You need another train. Or you're going to elongate your route too greatly. Anyway, you go out to Elmore and then back to Ironforge again. I'm going to do it anyway. Just so that it's done. And then back to Ironforge. Yeah, and we'll run it single track for now because I can't afford another train. Okay. Well, look, the justification here is that providing passengers don't abandon this concept entirely, the run from Ironforge to Elmore is going to be a money-flipping gargantuan printer of things extraordinary. What? That's a lot of words? Yeah, it is. And all those words strung together imply that this should pay off in a very handsome fashion. We now just need to find the right train, hijack it and sit on there. Now, that's the east. What do you know? We're going up the mountain. All right, well, look, activate the afterburners. We'll wait for it to come round the mountain, and then we'll hop on board as we approach Arkham, and we'll do a ride along through that bit that we just built. And on a very regular basis, you'll go, oh, would you look at, oh, isn't that, look, oh, that's nice, oh, and all of those noises that people say, oh, it makes you sound like Frankie Howard. And you kind of go, yeah, it does a bit. What am I going to do? You know, Frankie Howard's a flipping legend, so I've got no problem with that. There you go, bang on, go on, there you are. Keep paying the loan down so that we can spend it again next time. All right, we're almost there. It'll be coming out the tunnel in a sec. Right, slow it back down again. And hitch a ride. Okie dokie. Right, we are coming into Arkham, where we will load up on what few passengers can be bothered to ride on the train. Although this additional connection that we're getting now should mean that the other Ironland service drops off more passengers who kind of go, the bright lights of Elmore, you say? Why, certainly I would be happy to go there in my best frock. Because they all want to wear their best frock when they travel on this most modern of things. Hold on, we got more camera angles. When did I do this? When did I turn this on? Oh, what? Oh, hey. All right, lads, keep watching us, guys. Yes. Oh, hey, Macarena. Oh, what? Oh, I've shot. Anything else? Oh, there you go. And another one. Okay, well, that's all the camera angles there, but we'll ride on. What's it done to my frame rate? No. Everything was peachy a moment ago, and now I've gone monkeying around with the camera angles. Cheeky. Yeah, it seems to have dropped a train on my camera frame. Shut up. Okay, so we are heading out into the wilderness, and our next stop will be Ironforge. I read that off the bottom of the screen. Yeah, it's not my memory. No, I can read. Sometimes I even use that skill. Not always, but once in a while, I like to flex that ability. But this is quite a nice trundle. But you know, as I said a couple of minutes ago, the way that I've actually stuck the track in here, and it wasn't entirely intentional, but I'm going to take credit for it anyway, was that this is a really nice, fast route. So when I've got trains that can actually handle this kind of, oh, look at that uphill section. Well, that's kind of ludicrous. Well, we'll see how ludicrous it is as we approach it. I guess it only looks ludicrous now because we're here. But the one thing that trains don't like doing is going uphill. Oh, and I see, that level crossing hasn't exactly made life better, but it is a temporary solution employed by one who has recently burned all their cash. Right, there's an absolute metric ton of people waiting. Those lot are going to continue waiting because I'm currently going the wrong way. You stand on your hips there, with your hands on your hips there, lady. You know, it's not going to change anything. Yeah, you see? This is why you don't use a level crossing unless both the road and the track are flat. If it's flat, it'll come out looking fine. If you're going slightly uphill or downhill, which you will be doing if you're going slightly uphill, they are the inverse of one another after all, then it ends up looking manky and you put a lump in your business. And the one thing your business really doesn't want is a lump in it. Now, this loco is capable of 80 miles per hour. The coaches are also capable of 80 miles per hour. We are currently doing 25 miles per hour. We've had enough time to get up to a little bit of speed, and we have not got up to any kind of speed at all. This is why we should not be going uphill unless we absolutely have to. Now, I could have gone with the as the crow flies route to put this connection together, but I mean, as you saw, it was all tunnels. And, you know, the tunnel texture's adequate, but you don't want to be spending more than a couple of seconds in there before you kind of go like, the view here really isn't all that, is it? And you go, no, it just isn't. It's not all of that. Anyway, in mere moments, we shall be emerging from this tunnel into what I do not doubt will be a spectacular view, offering a scenic vista that takes in both a few towns in the distance, as well as the sea itself. I could be wrong, and it's not unpleasant. But it's not what I was hoping for. Maybe as we get through this gully, we'll be able to see a little bit further. If we can't see the coast, that's great, because it means that this map genuinely is big enough to make you feel like you head from an inland section out towards the coast. No, I don't think you can see the coast. I think it is surrounded by hills. Well, you know, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Right, here's a bit of very, very green that we head over. Really? We halfway there? We must be, because I put the points in at the halfway point. Okay, right, here's another level crossing, and this one looks like it may actually be level. I reserve judgment until we've been over it, of course, but does look pretty good. No, there was... No, see, and this is going to be abrupt. Hoo-yah! Yeah, okay, right, not so much. But then, bit of bridge... followed by a short... So you can see the end of the tunnel while you're in fact, that's not even one tunnel. That's two tunnels. Oh, this is amazing. This is exactly the kind of route that you would ride on, and you'd go, this is just terrific. You'll have former politicians coming from the world around to do TV series about great train journeys. Because after being a politician, you want to get into the least sensationalist thing imaginable, where no one's ever going to complain about, you know, oh, this is more bias in full effect there, and they kind of go, no, mate, I'm just riding on a train and telling you how lovely it all looks. And you have to remember sometimes what a terrific endeavour we have put forth as a species and come up with this kind of stuff. And the planet really is rather marvellous, isn't it, though? Because I'm not bothered about getting re-elected anymore. Just keep paying me the sweet, sweet money so that I can keep making my TV series about riding on a train once in a while. Right, okay, we appear to have entered quite a lengthy tunnel. If I press the camera button now, I don't want to. I don't want to chance crashing the game. I think what's more likely is that I'll just clip through the wall of this tunnel and it'll look rubbish. Equally, however, I can see it kind of going like, well, I'm trying to render stuff that isn't actually there properly, and therefore have a crash on me. And here we go, arriving now into Elmore, where there is nobody waiting. Evidently, this route is too long. However, what's it paid? Anything? Nothing. No one wanted to get off at Elmore. Well, it was first time out. They frequently they don't want to get off on the first at bat. They want to get used to the concept of it existing first, and maybe if we hang around here for a moment, we'll see the first people who are brave enough to want to give it a go turn up and give it a go. Maybe not. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. That's your lot for today. We're still making money. That's okay. We're down 125 grand in March. That's not a good sign. We haven't had a shipload arrive yet, so that's okay. And of course, we had to pay £500,000 out in loan servicing, which, well, it is what it is. Also, I think those passengers that were on board there None of them got off. Okay, well, that service is still working out why it exists and what it's for and who cares. So give it some time. It'll sort it out, and then we'll be on board with a glorious future. How important do we think it is that this piece of road connects to something? Surely it will work just off the end bits of road. Well, you know what? I'm not going to take the chance. That's country. We don't want country. Country's no good to us. Grab a tiny piece of street. Yeah, that one. Yeah, and then do that. And maybe that will be enough to entice one or two foot traffics to come in and do things. I think later on what I might do is I might build a really exorbitant tunnel that goes from the main station entrance there up to this lump on the mountainside. I might do. I'll probably forget that I ever said such a thing, and it won't happen. Anyone? Anyone at all? Anyone? I know you've got a long time before the train returns here, but it really would be terrific if you decided that this was the kind of thing you wanted to do. What's the turnaround time on it? 14 minutes. 14 minutes is not a deal-breaking time, people. Look, I've got... How much coverage have we got there? Really not very much at all. Okay. Well, look, here's a bus arriving. Maybe the passengers... No, actually, this bus has probably been in transit for the best part of 3 years. So it's very unlikely that any of the people on here are going to want to get off and then ride the train. That said, where are you going to? Zion, Toontown, and Rapture. Okay, fine. I was just checking we weren't cannibalising the rail service. I'm going to chunter on for just another 30 seconds while we wait to see if anybody decides to actually, turn up at this platform. Because if they don't, then we're just going to have to wait until they do. That said, if I were to connect this up to Rapture, then I'm sure we'd get a little bit of traffic going on. Rapture's not very big, but it will get bigger as soon as you hook it up to anywhere. No one's interested. No one wants to ride the special train. And through here we can see into another dimension. Okay, right, well, I'm Colonel Failure, and I was relatively pleased with this particular piece of building, but it seems like I've been rejected by the good townsfolk, and that they're just not bothered at all. They're going, yeah, and? What about it? No, we don't want to go to Iron Forge. Iron Forge is a bad place. But no one from Elmore will go, no, we don't want to go to Elmore. We want to, Iron Forge folk will go, no, we don't want to go to Elmore. No, Elmore's full of snobs. Anyway, I'll catch up with you very soon. Please subscribe to this channel. Oh, no. So that we may together prosper and enjoy things. Hang on, wait, no. Replace this with something a bit quicker, will you? I'll be back soon with another one where more adventures will undoubtedly occur. I'm going to put the post bus on this one because why on earth not? $118,000. Not enough money. Oh, that's something I'm going to have to get used to seeing for a little while. Go on. Anyone can arrive anywhere and I'll have the cash to do this. There you go. Good. Stop holding up all the trucks. For you are holding up progress. In fact, you're the food delivery posse in full effect. Look, I've even blathered on for a couple more minutes now, and we've still got no one turning up to ride the train. Oh, how very disappointing. Alright, I'll be back soon with another one. Thank you for watching. Cheerio. Splendid. This is all working out rather well. I'm very pleased with being able to get this connection put through relatively easily, it has to be said. I was anticipating a good double-digit million cost there. Although it did cost double-digit millions. I was anticipating it being quite a lot more expensive than it actually was. Good save. And now it's really a question of, can I encourage a few people to actually use this route if I maybe stick another train on it? Is that a gamble I want to make? It'll definitely work at some point. It's a question of how long it's going to take before passengers start to get the idea that, hey, this line would be fun to use now, wouldn't it? And therefore it's a waiting game. Now, all being well, I want to punch down towards the coast now, and I'm going to set up three things. 3 things I'm going to set up. firstly, we will set up a train line over to the middle island, and then we'll expand a route out from there. And then secondly, we'll set up two. No, these are the other two things. We'll set up two passenger ports off to the other two islands, and maybe somewhere else on the mainland. I haven't decided yet. And from that, we should generate really quite an unholy number of passengers using this line, which is a good thing.